Welcome back to Times Tales and Thrills channel. In today's video, I'm going to break down how the Detroit Pistons went from the bad boys to bad luck, and what they can do to turn things around. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon, so you don't miss any of my future videos. And if you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. The Detroit Pistons find themselves in the midst of a historically bad season, having lost 27 consecutive games as of December 27, 2023. This is the longest single-season losing streak in NBA history, surpassing the previous record of 26 games held by the 2010-11 Cleveland Cavaliers and the 2013-14 Philadelphia 76ers. The Pistons have not made the playoffs since 2016, and have not won a playoff series since 2008, when they reached the Eastern Conference Finals for the sixth straight year. How did the Pistons fall so far from their glory days, when they were one of the most dominant and feared teams in the league? The answer lies in a series of draft misses, trades, and injuries that have plagued the franchise for over a decade. In this video, I will examine some of the key decisions that have contributed to the Pistons' decline, as well as some of the bright spots that could offer hope for the future. Let's start with some of the Pistons' unfortunate draft misses over the years, which have cost them the opportunity to acquire franchise players and build a competitive team. Let's look at some notable draft blunders starting with 2003. Perhaps one of the biggest misses of all time. The Pistons had the second overall pick in one of the most stacked drafts in NBA history, which featured future Hall of Famers like LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade. However, they chose to draft Darko Milicic, a 7-foot Serbian center who was hyped as a versatile big man. Milicic turned out to be a bust, averaging only 6 points and 4.2 rebounds in his career, while playing for 6 different teams. He is widely considered one of the worst draft picks of all time. The Pistons could have chosen any of the other 3 stars, who have won championships and garnered All-NBA status, and formed a dynasty with their core of Chauncey Billups, Richard Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince, and Ben Wallace. In 2013, the Pistons had the 8th overall pick in a weak draft, which still had some great players like Giannis Antetokounmpo, C.J. McCollum, and Rudy Gobert. However, they decided to draft Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, a 6'5" shooting guard from Georgia. Caldwell-Pope was a solid defender and shooter, but he never developed into a star or a leader for the Pistons. He left the team in 2017 as a free agent, and joined the Los Angeles Lakers, where he won a championship in 2020. The Pistons could have chosen Antetokounmpo, who has become one of the best players in the league, winning 2 MVP awards, a Defensive Player of the Year award, and a championship with the Milwaukee Bucks in 2021. Then in 2015, the Pistons had the 8th overall pick again in a strong draft, which featured talented players like Karl Anthony Towns, Kristaps Porzingis, Devin Booker, and Miles Turner. However, they opted to draft Stanley Johnson, a 6'7" small forward from Arizona. Johnson was a physical and athletic player, but he struggled with his shooting, consistency, and confidence. He never averaged more than 8.7 points per game for the Pistons, and was traded to the New Orleans Pelicans in 2019. He is currently playing for the Toronto Raptors. The Pistons could have chosen Booker, who has become one of the best scorers in the league, averaging over 25 points per game for the Phoenix Suns, and leading them to the NBA Finals in 2021. These are just some of the draft misses that the Pistons have made over the years, which have prevented them from acquiring potential stars and building a competitive team. The Pistons have made mistakes on draft night but also been part of some franchise-altering trades over the years, which have either backfired or failed to improve their situation. In 2008, after years of success, the Detroit Pistons traded Chauncey Billups, their franchise point guard and leader, along with Antonio McDyess and Chake Sam, to the Denver Nuggets for Allen Iverson, a former MVP and scoring champion. The trade was supposed to give the Pistons more cap space and scoring punch, but it ended up disrupting their chemistry and identity. Iverson clashed with coach Michael Curry and his teammates, and never fit in with the Pistons' system and culture. He averaged 17.4 points and 4.9 assists in 54 games, his lowest numbers since his rookie season, and left the team before the end of the season. The Pistons finished with a 39-43 record, their worst since 2001, and were swept by the Cleveland Cavaliers in the first round of the playoffs. Billups, on the other hand, led the Nuggets to the Western Conference Finals, and averaged 17.9 points and 6.4 assists in 77 games. Then in 2015, the Pistons traded Brandon Jennings and Ersan Ilyasova to the Orlando Magic for Tobias Harris, a young and versatile forward. The trade was supposed to give the Pistons more scoring and flexibility, but it ended up being a short-term move. Harris averaged 16.6 points and 6.2 rebounds in 107 games for the Pistons, but he never became a star or a leader for the team. He was traded to the Los Angeles Clippers in 2018, along with Avery Bradley, Boban Marjanovic, and draft picks, for Blake Griffin, a former All-Star and dunk champion. The trade was supposed to give the Pistons a superstar and a franchise player, but it ended up being a costly mistake. Griffin averaged 20.7 points and 6.7 rebounds in 138 games for the Pistons, but he struggled with injuries, defense, and efficiency. He was bought out by the team in 2021, and joined the Brooklyn Nets, where he became a role player and a contender. Despite their current dismal record-breaking season and bleak outlook, the Pistons still have some reasons to be optimistic about their future. The Pistons selected Cunningham with the first overall pick in the 2021 NBA Draft, and he has lived up to the hype as a potential franchise player. Cunningham is a 6'6" point guard who can score, pass, rebound, and defend at a high level. He has shown flashes of brilliance and leadership. Cunningham has the potential to become an all-star and a superstar in the league and is a true bright spot for the Pistons. Another bright spot is big man Jalen Duren. The Pistons acquired Duren with the 13th overall pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, after trading with the Charlotte Hornets. Duren is a 6'10" center who can dominate the paint with his size, strength, and athleticism. He has shown flashes of potential and improvement. Duren is a promising young big man who can complement Cunningham's perimeter skills, and form a formidable duo for the Pistons. Although off to a rocky start, the Pistons attempted to upgrade their bench by adding Monty Williams. The Pistons hired Williams as their new head coach in 2023, after parting ways with Dwayne Casey. Williams is a respected and experienced coach who has led the Phoenix Suns to the NBA Finals in 2021, and the Western Conference Finals in 2022. He is known for his player development, communication, and culture-building skills. He is expected to bring a new vision and direction for the Pistons, and help them develop their young core and instill a winning mentality. These ideas are still a work in progress but should offer a glimmer of hope for the future. The Pistons have a long way to go before they can compete for championships again, but they have some pieces in place that could help them turn things around. They have a potential superstar in Cunningham, a potential star in Duren, and a proven coach in Williams. They also have some cap space and draft picks that could help them improve their roster. The Pistons have a proud history of success, dating back to the Bad Boys era of the late 1980s and early 1990s, when they won 2 NBA championships with a gritty and defensive style of play. They also have a loyal and passionate fan base, who have supported them through thick and thin. The Pistons have a chance to rebuild their franchise and restore their glory, and they will not stop until they do. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please hit that like button and share this video with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon, so you don't miss any of my future videos. Let me know in the comments what you think of the Pistons situation, and what they should do next.